In just 90 minutes, the tides turned dramatically in one of Hollywood's most shocking legal battles. Justin Baldoni walked out of court with a major victory, while Blake Lively's legal team scrambled to contain the fallout. And if this opening round was any indication, things are only going to get worse for Blake. So what exactly went down? Let's break it all down because this courtroom war is about to get explosive.
Actor-director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
Blake Lively hit Justin Baldoni with a jaw-dropping $250 million lawsuit, accusing him of serious misconduct claims that, if proven, could have devastating consequences for his career and reputation. But Justin didn't just defend himself, he went on the offensive. In a bold and unexpected move, he fired back with a massive $400 million counterclaim, alleging that Blake had not only fabricated her accusations but had actively engaged in extortion and defamation to ruin him. His legal team painted a picture of a calculated smear campaign, one designed to destroy his image in the public eye before he even had a chance to respond. For months, tensions simmered behind the scenes. Legal teams exchanged scathing letters, private negotiations collapsed, and both sides gathered evidence in a high-stakes battle for the truth. Rumors swirled about secret meetings, deleted messages, and damning receipts that could swing the case in either direction. Hollywood power players whispered behind closed doors, speculating about who would emerge victorious and what the fallout would mean for both stars' futures. Then, after months of mounting anticipation, the case finally landed in court. And let's just say it did not go the way Blake had hoped. What started as a legal standoff has now erupted into a full-blown war, one that's playing out on the public stage in ways no one could have predicted, with both sides refusing to back down. This lawsuit has become one of the most talked about legal battles in Hollywood history. Every major media outlet is covering the case, dissecting every new development and fueling endless speculation. And the stakes couldn't be higher for Blake and Justin. This isn't just about money, it's about survival. Their careers, their credibility, and even their personal lives are now caught in the crossfire. And with neither party willing to walk away quietly, it's clear that they are prepared to do whatever it takes to come out on top. And as the courtroom battle intensifies, one thing is certain, this is just the beginning. From the moment the hearing began, Justin's lawyer, Brian Fredman, wasted no time making his presence known. He came in swinging.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Armed with a strategy that was both aggressive and meticulously calculated, his opening statements were razor-sharp, cutting straight to the heart of the case and leaving no room for ambiguity. And within minutes, it became clear that Blake's legal team was not prepared for the level of intensity he brought into the courtroom. Blake's lawyers, visibly shaken by Fredman's unrelenting approach, quickly moved to contain the damage. In a desperate attempt to regain control, they filed an emergency motion for a gag order, hoping to prevent Justin and his team from making any further public statements about the case. Their argument that Justin's comments could unfairly influence public perception and put undue pressure on the proceedings. But Fredman was ready, without missing a beat. He countered with a reminder that Blake had been the one to first take the fight to the media. He pointed out how she had issued a carefully worded public statement and how her team had worked closely with major outlets to shape the narrative before Justin even had a chance to respond. The judge didn't hesitate. He shut down Blake's request instantly, ruling that if her team was allowed to speak to the press, then Justin had every right to defend himself in the court of public opinion. It was a brutal blow to Blake's city they hadn't anticipated. Instead of muzzling Justin, they had only emboldened him. But the bad news didn't stop there. Fredman and his team were relentless, systematically dismantling Blake's case piece by piece. They pored over every claim, scrutinizing the details and exposing inconsistencies. Witness statements were challenged, timelines were questioned, and the very foundation of her accusations began to crack under the weight of the defense's relentless scrutiny. Each time Blake's lawyers attempted to reinforce their argument, Fredman countered with fact, hard evidence, and razor-sharp legal expertise. And with every loss, the cracks in Blake's case became more visible not just to the judge, but to the media, the industry, and the public watching from the sidelines. Blake's legal team was already struggling to keep their case together, but things spiraled into full-blown crisis mode when they realized Justin wasn't just fighting in court, he was launching an all-out offensive in the court of public opinion. While most high-profile lawsuits are fought behind closed doors, Justin took a radically different approach. He created an entire website dedicated to the case, a move that sent shockwaves through both the legal world and Hollywood. This wasn't just a simple blog or a series of social media posts. It was a full-scale digital archive of evidence designed to dismantle Blake's allegations in real time. Blake's lawyers immediately jumped into action, filing an emergency motion to shut down the website before it could go live. Their argument that making court documents public would be highly prejudicial and could sway public opinion unfairly. They insisted that this was an attempt to manipulate potential jurors, and that allowing it to continue would compromise the integrity of the legal process. But Justin's legal team was ready for this argument. His lead attorney, Brian Fredman, fired back with a brutal rebuttal, reminding the court that Blake had been the first to take this battle to the media. He pointed out that she had worked with journalists to carefully shape the narrative before Justin even had a chance to respond. He emphasized that within mere hours of Blake filing her lawsuit, the New York Times had already published a scathing expose about Justin Owen that painted him as guilty before he could even present his side. Fredman didn't stop there. He argued that Blake's team wasn't truly concerned about fairness, they were terrified of the truth coming out. He made it clear that if Blake had nothing to hide, then making these legal documents available to the public should be of no concern to her. And the judge agreed. In yet another crushing blow to Blake, the court ruled in Justin's favor, allowing him to proceed with his online campaign. The decision sent her team into full damage control, scrambling to figure out how to contain the fallout. With this ruling, Justin had effectively flipped the script. No longer was he simply reacting to Blake's accusations, he was actively controlling the conversation, forcing the public to question everything they thought they knew about the case. What had started as a legal war was now something much bigger than a battle for public perception. And with Justin successfully seizing control of the narrative, Blake's carefully crafted image was beginning to crack. Then came the moment that truly sent Blake's legal team into full-blown crisis. Motto her deposition. Blake's lawyers made a desperate attempt to control who would question her, clearly trying to keep her from facing Fredman himself. But the judge wasn't playing along. He ruled that Blake had no right to pick her interrogator. She would have to answer every question thrown at her. No PR spin, no carefully crafted statements, just cold, hard facts under oath. And if she was telling the truth, why was she so desperate to avoid it? The stakes couldn't be higher. A deposition isn't just a casual sit-down, it's a sworn testimony, meaning every word she says can and will be used against her in court. There are no second chances, no edits, no carefully prepared press statements, just the truth, or at least whatever can be proven in a court of law. The courtroom was already a battlefield, but just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more intense, the judge delivered a ruling that sent shockwaves through both legal teams. In a dramatic turn of events, the court decided to merge both lawsuits, Blake's $250 million claim and Justin's staggering $400 million countersuit, into a single, high-stakes trial. This was a devastating blow for Blake's legal team, who had likely been banking on dragging the case out, leveraging delays, and forcing Justin into a costly and exhausting legal war of attrition. Instead, the judge's decision ensured that there would be no drawn-out proceedings, no endless back-and-forth motion, just one massive, no-holds-barred courtroom showdown where both sides would have to lay everything on the table at once. For Blake, this was a nightmare scenario. A drawn-out legal battle could have given her more time to control the public narrative, work on settlements behind the scenes, or even pressure Justin into backing down. But with the court consolidating everything into one case, there was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Every piece of evidence, every testimony, and every past statement would be scrutinized under the same microscope. Any inconsistencies in her claims could now be used directly against her, and if she lost, the financial and reputational consequences would be devastating. The timeline only added to the pressure. The judge set the trial date for March 2026, just over a year away. In legal terms, that was lightning fast for a case of this magnitude. There would be no dragging things out for years, no endless delays that could force a quiet settlement. The court was making it clear this would be resolved swiftly, and there would be no room for games. Of course, There was still the possibility of a settlement before then, but let's be real, that's looking less likely with each passing day. The animosity between both sides had only grown, and with every legal victory Justin secured, the chances of him backing down dwindled. At this point, neither party seemed willing to walk away quietly. The stage was set for one of the most explosive trials Hollywood had ever seen. Millions of dollars, two high-profile careers, and the reputations of both stars were now on the line. And with the clock ticking down, one thing was clear when March 2026 arrived: the world would be watching. If Blake loses this case, the repercussions will extend far beyond the courtroom. A $400 million payout wouldn't just dent her bank account, it could financially cripple her for years, if not permanently. Legal fees, settlements, and potential damages could drain her resources, forcing her to liquidate assets, cut major deals, or even seek financial assistance just to stay afloat. But the financial hit is only one part of the problem. The real danger lies in the lasting damage to her career and public image. Hollywood has long been known for forgiving personal missteps. Many celebrities have rebounded from scandals and controversies. But what it doesn't easily overlook is being exposed as dishonest, especially in a court of law. If Blake is found guilty of defamation and extortion, the fallout won't just be temporary embarrassment, it could be career-ending. Casting directors, producers, and executives are risk-averse. They don't invest in actors who come with a reputation for deception or legal baggage. Future projects could be shelved, collaborations could fall apart, and even once loyal fans might start to distance themselves. More than that, Blake's credibility as a public figure would take a major hit. She has built a carefully curated image, one of charm, intelligence, and integrity. But if the court rules against her, all of that could be called into question. Every past interview, every carefully crafted public statement, and even her philanthropic efforts might suddenly seem calculated rather than genuine. The internet never forgets, and once a narrative shifts, it's nearly impossible to reverse. For Blake, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about money, it's about professional survival. And with the way things are unfolding, that survival is looking more uncertain by the day. This case is far from over, but one thing's for sure: Blake is in serious trouble. Every ruling has gone against her, and the pressure is only getting worse. Will she keep fighting? Or will she cut her losses before it's too late? Either way, this legal battle is just getting started, and things are about to get even messier. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.